Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This is Rachel, and if you're interested in a very quick, easy, and inexpensive idea for Halloween, like so, using things around the house that you already have, go ahead and continue watching. But first, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for this video so you never miss an upload. And I think I look pretty scary. Okay guys, here I'm just using eyelash glue, and I'm also going to be using a paper towel, and I'm going to just rip off small pieces and glue them to my face. This is going to be the fleshy part of the skin that's falling off of my face, and I didn't really go with any sort of design. I just made a big old circle, like a giant smile, kind of like the Joker. Also guys, I did prime before I did this, and I just used a primer that I did not like. Anything that makes your face look cakey and crusty is the one that you want to use, because let's face it, anything that's dead has crusty, dry skin. So you want to use any of the makeup that you really don't like in this look, and it'll come in handy. So once I did my mouth, I went ahead and went over my eye as well, because I want to look like the skin around my eye has been torn off. Right here, I'm just going to cut off a little piece that I didn't like that was flopping up, but you can leave it to make it look like it's peeling off more. Now I'm just going to go over my entire face with a foundation that is way lighter than my skin, and I'm really going to pack this on. I'm going to go over the paper towel as well, and I realize that it doesn't look like it's blended in yet guys, but I will show you the trick on how to make it look like it's your actual skin peeling off. I'm just taking some Beverly Hills concealer, and I'm going to go over my eyebrow because it is a little dark. Now it didn't really cover it very well, but I mean it made it better than what it was. And then I'm just going over the outside of the scar. Next, I'm going to take my beauty blender and try to blend that in, and I'm going to go in with green concealer because it just makes it look a little bit more dead, as well as white concealer to go ahead and brighten up my face like a clown. Now I don't really have the eye completely glued down, and that's because I want it to look like it's peeling off. So I again went over the edges with just some white concealer. Next, I'm taking a white pencil, and I'm just going to draw out the basic shape of a clown eye and a clown mouth, and I am overdrawing on purpose, and I'm not making it completely perfect because when I go to fill it in, I want it to look messy. Next, I'm just taking a yellow eyeshadow, and I got this out of the Prism palette from Beverly Hills, but you can use any color eyeshadow. I just liked the contrast of the black that I'm going to use next. I've also used orange to kind of smoke it out a little bit so it doesn't have such a huge transition. And from the Prism palette, I'm also using that black color just to kind of fill it in. Next, I'm going to take an eyeliner pencil. This is the skinny marker, and I'm just going to go over that white line so that way I kind of have a template to where I'm going to fill in with the black eyeshadow. Once I have that completely drawn in, I'm going to still take that color from Prism and fill in the rest. Now I'm taking my Epic pen from NYX, my actual eyeliner, and I am actually filling it in and then doing kind of a wing so that way it brings the entire eye together, but I'm again going over that outline of the black and making it a little thicker and cleaning it up just a little bit. Next, I'm taking a reddish brown lip liner and I'm just filling in the basic shape of a clown lip. But once I'm done doing that, I'm going to take a satin red velvet lipstick, liquid lipstick, and I'm going to overdraw that as well. Next, I'm just going to go ahead and go over that yellow again just to make it brighter. And then this is the fun part, guys. I took my blood sugar palette from Jeffree Star and I'm taking those two reds at the bottom and I'm just filling in where my eye and my mouth is to go ahead and give that look like the skin is sore. Around the mouth, if you notice, I am going over all of the pieces and I am kind of overdoing it where the paper towel is not. Like, I'm going around those edges as well because it's just going to make it look more lifted and like the skin is actually peeling off, especially once we add those shadows later. I'm now doing the same around the eye and just going around where I had put the paper towel initially and just making it completely overdrawn and blown out. Next, I'm going in with a different Jeffree Star palette, but I'm just getting kind of a burgundy red. It's not quite burgundy, it's not quite red, but it has some browns, and I'm adding some shadow just around the inside of the cuts, so that way it gives a little bit more dimension. And as you guys can see, it's starting to look like it's more lifted. Now I'm going in with some green just to show that the skin has started to decay. Now I'm gonna go ahead and dot that green all over my face, and this is the same brush that I used with that yellow and that black on my other eye. So as you'll see, it kind of gives like a mossy green color, so it kind of gives like the Beetlejuice effect where it looks like I've been dead a while. And I'm actually going to take my hand and kind of blend it out so it doesn't look so harsh and like dots all over my face. Next, I'm going in with my James Charles palette and I'm getting that purple, and I'm going to go ahead and put more shadows just on the top part of the cuts just to again make it look more realistic and like it's actually coming off of my face. Now, you have to remember that there are some limitations because we aren't doing this with special effects makeup. Now, again, I'm still going in with that purple and just trying to darken it up. Next, from that James Charles palette, I'm going to go ahead and get the black and go in with even more shadow. This doesn't give quite a lot of shadow. This isn't a very dark black, but it does give a little bit more dimension than it would if you didn't. And then I'm going to put it all over my lid to make my eye look like it's sunk in. Now I'm going back in with the red and I'm just kind of going over everything to blend it in. You see me go over my nose and everything, and to bring it up a little bit just to blend it in a little bit better so you don't have very big green splotches. Now I'm taking an NYX pencil and I am taking it in whiteout and I'm drawing a clown collar. This you don't have to do, but I just feel like it kind of helps complete the look, especially if you're not wearing a full-blown costume and you're just doing the face. Now I'm lining my waterline with black on this eye, and then I'm taking that same pencil that I lined my lips with and lining my eye with that red color on the other side. To add a blood effect, I am taking some of that liquid lipstick I used on the clown side and I am dotting it in the cut area to make it look like the cut is actually bleeding. If you guys don't want to use liquid lipstick, you guys can also use corn syrup. Next, again, I'm just using those two reds from the Jeffree Star palette and I'm filling in the collar, and I'm doing this messily because let's face it, if you're dead, you don't care how your collar of your clown costume looks, and usually clowns use grease paint and those tend to smudge. So I'm just checking this out and I'm peeling up pieces because I'm actually gonna take the Anastasia black prism eyeshadow and I'm gonna add more of a shadow, and this is where it really comes to life, guys, right here and then also in the eye. And make sure you blend it out so it doesn't look like you just have a giant streak of black. Alright guys, that is how I got the look. Not very expensive things and things you should have around the house. And the good news is that with a look like this, you can have your hair up or down. I just left mine natural and down because I have kind of crazy hair anyway. But if you want to make this look more realistic, you can pull these up and put more of the black eyeshadow underneath. So that way it looks more like it's popping out, and you can always change the colors for the collar. You don't even have to do a collar, or you don't even have to make it look like a clown on one side. You could just do this on one side. But as you can see, this just makes it look like the skin is peeling off and is very, very inexpensive. Happy Halloween.